Hello and welcome back to Padlocks Cozy Creations. With only 7 days left till Christmas, we're turning up the festive sweetness with a caramel apple upside down cake. It's a little bit messy, totally irresistible, and guaranteed to flip your heart upside down. Oh! You know the drill, give us a follow, pop those Christmas tunes on and let's get baking. First things first, we're going to prepare our cake tin. So first, I like to trace my cake tin on the baking parchment to get a perfect circle. Give that a little trim. And then we're going to add a little bit of butter just to grease the bottom to ensure the circle sticks. And now I'm going in with my absolute favourite PME cake release spray. So set aside and let's get on with the baking. These are all the ingredients that you will need. To kick off our caramel apple upside down cake, I'm going to prep the apples. So you guys know the drill, you're going to wash your apples. These are from our tree outside our back garden, but you can use shop brought apples. Then you're going to peel them and then chop them up into small slivers. Then I'm going to add some seasoning, so nutmeg, ginger, cinnamon, and some brown sugar. If you don't like the taste of brown sugar, you can just use granulated sugar. Give that a mix. And then this is totally optional, but you know us, we like to add some alcohol, so we're adding some brandy and rum. However, if you don't want to use any alcohol, but instead you can use some apple juice or some sort of fruit juice. Now that you've prepared your apples, let's get on with the cake. So we're going to use 200 grams of unsalted butter softened at room temperature, then 100 grams of brown sugar and 100 grams of caster sugar. This just has a lovely balance. Then we're going to cream that all together. Now we're going to weigh out our self-raising flour. We're not going to add it just yet, but we're just making sure it's ready for when we add it. 4 medium eggs or 3 large eggs. Then room temperature full fat milk, 75 millilitres of this. Then we're going to add some vanilla. And give that all a mix again. Now we're going to add our already weighed out flour, 200 grams of that. Now we're going to add our spices. So I used the same spices as we did in our apples, so nutmeg, ginger, mixed spice and cinnamon. And then you're going to mix that all again so it's all combined. Remember to scrape down the sides of your bowl so you get all those extra little bits, and also scrape the bottom of your bowl so nothing is unmixed. This is what your batter should look like, a lovely silky cake batter. Right, let's get this caramel on the go. So I use carnation caramel, but you can use evaporated or sweetened condensed milk and caramelise it yourself on a hob. We did that in our banoffee pie recipe, so if you want to check that out, that's what you do. Then I'm going to use half of this and then add the juices to the caramel carnation and give that a whisk. Don't be alarmed if there's a little lumps in it, it'll be fine. So it will look like this. I'm going to pour this in the bottom of the cake tin, and then we're going to lay out our apple slices. I just went round and round in a sort of swirl shape. You can do it in a different pattern, but you can be completely creative here. It is up to you. Once you've used up all your apples, we're going to add the cake batter now. You have to be really gentle for this step as we don't want to disturb the apples and their arranged pattern. So I use a spatula and I just gently spread the cake batter in the tin. I found it easier to put half the cake batter in, spread it, and then add the rest on top. Now you're going to place in your preheated oven for 45 to 50 minutes. So once you've checked that the cake is fully baked through, you must flip it immediately after it's come out of the oven. It is so important. As for one, it helps prevent the fruit from sticking to the pan as it cools, and also the heat makes the caramel more fluid so it can release everything properly. So you can leave your caramel upside down cake like this, or I covered mine with a dusting of icing sugar. You can have it straight away or leave it to cool. I always find it's nicer when you have it straight away. There you have it, our caramel apple upside down cake. I hope you love baking this festive treat with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a recipe. Happy baking and Merry Christmas.